So I first got into health and safety about 10 years ago. When I left the army, I spent 22 years in the Royal Engineers, and health and safety definitely wasn't something I dreamt that I would be doing when I was a young kid. Certainly not something I even thought I would ever do when I was in the military. I kind of fell into it by accident. I wanted to get into the events industry. There was a big event happening when I came out of the military, you might remember it, the London Olympic, and I landed a job there which unfortunately got withdrawn, so I had to find something quick. So I literally saw a health and safety consultancy car coming past and thought, yeah, I'll have a go at that. I've got the qualifications. For me, my biggest challenges have been around the way that I used to operate. So in the military, everything was very black and white, very rules and regulations, very structured in everything that I did. I didn't quite understand the differences between military life and civilian life. So I very quickly had to adapt and start becoming much more of a people person than I first hit the job with. For me, I think the focus in the next 3 years really has to be on the health aspect of health and safety. For many years, we've called it the silent health in health and safety. When somebody like me turns up on site, we're always described as, yeah, safety blokes here, and we kind of leave out the health bit. In recent times, there's been a real campaign to strive for better mental health facilities, better well-being facilities within the industry. And I think within the next 3 years, we're going to reach a point where we've got to have a paradigm shift in the way we're looking after health in general, but mental health and well-being specifically. So yeah, this is really recent. I was out visiting a client a few weeks ago. I was doing a scaffold inspection, and I was 30 or 40 feet up on a scaffold. And I walked around the corner and saw a chap there, as you often do. That's what the working platforms are for. And at first glance, I noticed this chap was wearing all of his safety gear. He had his hard hat on, his goggles, his gloves, all of his high vis. He had long sleeve high vis on and everything. And I looked at him again. It was kind of a double take, because there's something not quite right. And as I looked again, I noticed he was standing on this working platform in his socks. So I was clearly a health and safety person. I was clearly somebody important, shall we say. I had my clipboard there, I had my camera out, I was dressed in all my high vis, so I clearly wasn't just there for the sake of it. So I said, go on mate, explain to me why you're wearing your socks. And he said, oh yeah, my boots melted. I thought, is he trying to pull the wool over my eyes? Think of a better excuse than that. I said, go on then mate, how did your boots melt? And he said, yeah, acid, I stepped in acid. I said, right, okay. And then we had a little bit of a conversation. I asked him if he had his other boots on site, or if he had any other boots. He said, yeah, I've left them in the tea hut. So put your wellies on now, go and get your boots on, and then come back to work. Nothing further is going to be said. Come on mate, let's play the game. The reason I did that is because the next person walking around that corner could have potentially sent that guy up the road, and you don't know what's going on in his life. You don't know how bad he's feeling, you don't know how reliant he is on that day's wage. So rather than do that, let's see if we can fix it first. And then he's never going to melt his boots again, is he? I think the best bit of advice I can give is to make sure you have got competent advice from a company like MSA Safety Ltd, who provides really good consultancy. And also people's people. We concentrate on people and we look after people. It's our main kind of aim. So do your research, find a decent advisor that is going to work to your values and standards, and not just pile paperwork onto it. Health and safety doesn't have to be complicated. It's quite simple.